What's up, everybody? This is podcast Gameoverse, episode 169. I am Wasabi Ice Cream, joined as always by Rick. What's up?
Yo, everybody, it's Rick. This episode is brought to you by number 69. Nice. Jokes aside, I played some games. You played some games, man. Let's talk about it. We both played Palworld. What did you think?
Yeah, I played this little game called Palworld. It's okay. So where do I begin with this? Because there's a lot to say about this.
We should specify like which version you played. I hear the Steam version is like way better, but
So I guess we'll start with that. The Game Pass version is behind updates on the Steam version. So that was the version I played.
It's the version I played too.
Okay, so when I played it, I played on a controller, and I immediately was smacked with there's no controller icons on the screen when you're doing anything.
Oh, you can play with a controller, but there's no controller icons. Is that it?
Yeah, they fixed it since I played it, but
okay.
when it launched, it was like 1.0000, and yeah, there were no button icons for anything. So something would pop up, and if you were on the keyboard, it would say, "Oh yeah, just hit F, hold F to do this." But when you switch the controller, there were no buttons. So
yeah.
I had to figure everything out.
Fun.
And then like the sensitivity was all fucked up. So I had to fuck around in the settings to find out what the fuck I was supposed to be doing.
Oh yeah.
But surprisingly, the game is extremely polished for what it is.
I wouldn't say extremely, but it's pretty polished
compared to what you would expect from most of these fucking survival games. I would say it's extremely polished. At the very least, it seems like it has a ton of content here.
Yeah.
At the launch of its early access period, where like most of these games launch very bare bones.
Yeah.
Like compared to like Grounded, which is coming from a first party Microsoft studio. When we played that the first time, that shit was very, very, very bare bones. I mean, it had like partial amount of like the story and like nothing else.
Yeah.
You know? So for this to come out in early access and have as much content as it does, I'm very surprised. And the content it does have, when people label this as Pokemon with guns, it is doing it a disservice, I think. Because there's so much more.
Yeah.
There's so much more to it. It's super impressive. The way all the systems and mechanics kind of interweave on each other and kind of interact with each other in a way that I really didn't expect when I loaded this up.
Remember when Arceus was coming out and people were like Pokemon Breath of the Wild? Like this is closer to Pokemon Breath of the Wild than Arceus is.
Yeah. Breath of the Wild, not just Breath of the Wild, but like
it's very Breath of the Wild influence though. It's got the paraglider. It's got the little like jingle when you like discover something or level up. Like
But I think they borrowed a lot of shit from their other early access game, Craftopia. And that one was literally Breath of the Wild. So I think they just took all that tech and used it in this. So it's like inherited its Breath of the Wild shit. But what I didn't expect was it to be like Rust and Ark and shit, because it is that too. It's like literally that as well. Like it even does the shit where you build a chest and you put a fucking password on your doors and to protect it from raiders and shit like that. So it's doing a lot of shit, but it intertwines it so well because the Pokemon aspect is you go out, you catch these creatures, and then you use them to do all your crafting for you. So when you build a
Yeah.
base, all of the pals have different areas of expertise that they're good at. Like this one is good at mining, or this one's good at lumbering. You get one that's good at gathering. You get one that's good at planting. You get one that's good at watering, and they're all good at different shit. So when you bring them back to your
Mhm.
base, you can assign them different tasks based on what they're good at.
But what's
And
cool
like,
is that like it's very specific, like what they're good at. Like there's this one who's like just good at mining, so I could put down like a little area for him to like mine rocks and stuff. But he doesn't have any skills in like gathering, so he doesn't like actually like take it back to the
yeah,
chest. Like another one has to do that, which makes sense. The one I have mining is like a boar. He's like a wild pig, so he's like knocking rocks with his head. He can't like carry them back, so I have to have another one that can do that. It's really cool the
yeah.
way it does it, and
So, because
yeah, I like it.
when I started, I was like, I was like this. I was kind of lukewarm on it. I was like, okay, you know, I see it's a survival bullshit fucking game, and like when you see the creatures, everyone says Pokemon with guns. I'm like, oh, Pokemon, yeah, I get it. They, you know, whatever, they look like Pokemon, but I didn't grasp. It's not. I played for like 4 hours. It wasn't until like the 3 hour point where it finally smacked me, and I was like, oh, holy shit, this is actually
Yeah.
this is fucking really cool.
Yeah, and what's neat is that a lot of the creatures have like bonus skills you can unlock. Like,
Yeah, like okay, yeah. So then yeah, there's actually the literal Pokemon shit where they
yeah,
are creatures that have abilities and they level up and learn new abilities. You can teach them new abilities,
yeah,
and it's like, oh, holy fucking shit! It is actually literally
yeah.
Pokemon too.
And not just that, but like they can do these. They have these like special abilities that work with you. So like the the sheep looking one, you can hold them like a shield to like block enemy attacks.
Yeah,
There's a firefox that you can hold like a flamethrower and like blow fire everywhere.
yeah,
Um, there's some that you can just ride on and you can attack while you ride on them. It's really cool, like how it works. Like I'm into it, dude. And with those, like the really broken abilities, like those, you have to craft a special like collar for it to work to be able to do it.
yeah,
Which I think is like it's a good way to like balance it. Because if I could catch like the giant bird and fly around everywhere, that's it. Game's over. But the fact that like I have to catch the bird and craft the collar to work it. The collar has like some not rare parts, but parts I need to go out and look for. Like I like that. That it kind of compels me to everything feeds back into each other. Like the skills are there to help you like explore, fight, and when you can take them back to your base, use them to craft more resources or build your base up. It's it's cool the way everything kind of feeds back into each other. I like it a lot. It reminds me a lot of Breath of the Wild, how all these systems like work together.
yeah.
But
I
what's
was
great
thinking
with it
like,
is the manufacture part of it. Like you can just have I have like pals that are just like growing berries for everyone to eat because if they get hungry, they just like stop working. So I have pals that
yeah.
grow berries. I have like three different pals, one to plant the berries, one to water them, and one to harvest them and take them back to the chest. It's really cool. It's really neat the way it works.
I was thinking like Fallout 4 vibes where
Oh yeah.
because Fallout 4 has the loop of like everything does lead back into each other. Like the combat leads to resource gathering, leads to your settlement shit, and the settlement shit all loops back into like the quests, and the quests send you in the dungeons, and like the loop just resets, just loops over and over again. And
Yeah.
that's kind of what I was getting from this. But dude, I only played 4 hours, so I didn't really get to see how far it goes. Like if I build two bases, can I then set up like trade routes between those bases?
I
And
can tell you I got far enough to do two bases and it doesn't let me do that.
oh, see, that would be
You have to unlock that too, like leveling up the what lets you do all this shit is the PAL board is what it's called.
yeah,
And it's a board you set that's basically like what establishes your base. Like that establishes the length, the limits of your base, how far out it goes, and the PAL board is where you like assign your pals to like do different tasks, not different tasks, but assign them to your base and stuff. And I don't know if you can hear my son here, but he's like going crazy.
Yeah.
And you have to you do missions to level up the PAL board, and that lets you like put more PALs into your base. Like I could have like I hit a level where I could have like I think 11 PALs just working on my base right now, and I barely unlocked like setting up a second base. And it tells me flat out like you can like base limit 2 of 2. So I don't know if that's just the limit now or if they're gonna add it later, but you can't just put down bases anywhere you want. And there are some fundamental things that are annoying about it. Like I can't just like I can't just store a thing I built. Like I can't just like, oh, this chest, I want to like store it and take it to another base. I gotta take it apart and then rebuild it at another base if I want to like move my base over. So it's like a whole ass like process to move your base around.
Yeah.
And
Maybe
some things don't work quite right, but it's early access. So I'm not gonna like shit on it too hard.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is maybe they'll find ways to, because it has a lot of content already. So I think like where they go from here is just like polishing shit up, man. Just honing shit in and buckling it down. I think is what the next steps are, because the content is there, and there's an impressive amount. I mean, there's achievements in Game Pass. There's achievements for like there's like 10 achievements, and every one of them is like fight this boss, fight this boss, fight this boss. And it's like, okay, you got all these bosses and all this content. So
yeah, I just fought the first boss the other day. It was fucking hard. It was really hard. It was tough. I went into it thinking like I was gonna be fine, but no, it steamrolled me. So I had to like go recraft my equipment, change around my party a little bit, and I ended up like stomping her when I went back. But it was fun, dude. I was surprised like how thought out this was. Like there's a lot of content here. It tricks me a little bit because I go into this expecting like the animation Breath of the Wild, that it does not have that. The animation's super like,
oh yeah,
not jank, but the animation's very like stiff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It reminds me of like Skyrim, like attack animations. Like it's nothing super impressive. But it gets the job done and it works so far. Hopefully they clean it up a little bit. Even like I'm all over the place, but it really is like so much about the wild. Like even the way like you have to stay warm when it gets too cold. You have to do that, and you can stay warm by carrying a torch. Or I learned if you have the Firefox with you, like they'll keep you warm too if they hang around you.
Oh, that's dope.
So yeah, it's really cool the way it does it. And what's neat is that if you're doing a task and the PAL you have like out, because it's like Pokemon, you can put the PAL like in its little like PAL ball, I think that's what they call it, or the PAL sphere, or you can have it out and like roam around with you. If it's roaming around with you and it can help you with the task, it'll do it. So like if I have that Firefox out and I'm cooking something, he'll come in and help me cook, and the cook will be done faster. Or if I'm like crafting something, I have a little monkey with me, he'll help me craft, and the crafting will be done faster. Not just like at a base, but anywhere I'm like working, if they can help you, they'll do it. And it's really neat the way it does it automatically.
Yeah, it's super smart, man, the way it's laid out. And I was very impressed by just how everything just worked.
Yeah.
Like, it was very, very impressive. But I don't know, for me, when I play these early access games, I try not to play them too much because I don't want to get burned out on it during the early access period.
Yeah,
before
I'm
it's
already
finished.
hitting that point. I'm starting to get burned out of it, and it's not the early access part of it. It's just like I think it's just how I am with survival games. I get really bored with them really fast. So, not the game's fault. It's just how I am with survival games. I spend so much time like managing stuff, you know, getting the base build up, getting resources set aside, that I still don't spend a lot of time like actually exploring, and I get bored of that loop super easy. But I'm sure like if I take a little break from it, come back, let my pals do their thing, like I'll be able to keep going a little bit longer.
Yeah.
But it is fun. Like it's worth checking out at least. How much is it? Like $30 on Steam? I think it's worth $30 honestly for what's already here. It's definitely worth checking it out on Game Pass, like 100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
There is
And
there's some like morality here. I'm having trouble like wrapping my head around though, like because these are like it's not like Pokemon where we're trying to pretend like, oh, this is your friend and this is your partner. No,
yeah.
these are tools.
Well,
All these animals are tools.
you can capture the people too.
You can capture the people too, yeah, and make them work for you. I didn't know
Yeah.
about that till like yesterday, and I caught like one of the bandits. Um, but again, these are like tools. So the game's really like how can I word it? The game like rewards you for being kind of an asshole and like putting them to work immediately, catching them, making them work. There's a tool you can buy where you can just like butcher them if you're bored of them.
Yeah.
Like there's already a function to release them. But fuck that, you can just like butcher them. I don't know what it does. I haven't done it yet, but
Yeah. And then the guns part is a little not misleading, but you can't get a gun until you level up like to level like 50 or something, to the point
oh
where you
yeah,
can
you gotta
actually
level up. You gotta level up your
craft
base
guns.
to like
It's like
craft
fucking
them.
Ark.
Yeah, you gotta level up your base enough to get a workbench that can craft them. And they're fucking broken, dude. Like the range weapons are broken as shit. I got a crossbow, and that's been like I'm one to two shotting like everything with this crossbow. It's like stupid. And one of the creatures here, like the leaf monkey thing, it has a call. No, not the monkey. It was like a chipmunk, like the leaf monkey. I think is what it's called. And it has an ability if you unlock its collar, which is super easy to unlock, by the way. The collar just needs like leather. Oh god, my kid is making a fucking mess. Oh my god, kid. He's like splashing milk everywhere. Jesus Christ. Yeah, Leaf Monkey can unlock a collar that like lets him like it unlocks an ultimate move where he'll just like hang out on your shoulder and shoot shit that you point at with a machine gun. And you can get that like super early. I'm gonna clean this up if you want to take over the show for a little while.
Yeah. Um yeah, one of the things that I noticed, and I'm showing some footage here on the screen, so if you're looking at that, I played a few hours of this, streamed it live on Twitch. So you go over to gameoverse.com/Twitch or gameoverse.com/YouTube. You can go back and watch that live stream if you want. It's all archived on there. But one of the things I noticed is, you know, when you do like attack a human or when you do capture a human, it seems like, now I didn't play long enough to see this come to fruition or anything, but it'll pop up in the corner. It'll pop up on the screen like, hey, you're doing criminal activity, or hey, capturing other humans is frowned upon in this world. And I don't know if there's some sort of morality system, and it never seemed like there were any consequences to doing that. Not that there was ever any other people to see what I was doing for there to be any consequences, but and I'd be thinking that, oh shit, is there like a morality system that like fall out, and that if I do enough, like if I steal too much, I'm gonna turn into Venom Snake. I'm gonna grow a horn and have like a good and evil systems like Infamous, or I'm gonna fucking transform into this evil dude if I keep doing bad shit. But I don't know. There's no indicators on that other than when you're doing the bad thing, it just pops up a thing that says you're doing a bad thing. But yeah, I don't know. I'm probably gonna just wait for this thing to update a little bit more, and for him to really polish things up a little bit, because the content's there. Like I said, the content's there, but I just want to see it kind of just buckled up a little bit, because there's definite issues. Like I think one of the more recent patches said they were trying to fix some of the pathing issues. Sometimes the pals get stuck on just random fucking geometry. They don't know how to figure out how to get to certain places. Like if you put something on top of your house, like if you build a house and put something on top of it, like a torch or something, sometimes the fire pals will try to go up there and light it, but they don't know how to fuck to get up there, type shit. So there's issues like that. I found an exploit. I don't know if they fixed this because I played on 1.0, but I found an exploit that the food has timers on it. Like the food expires, which I think a lot of people are confused by. I talked to Uncle Dolph. He was like, "What? That's what's happening?" The food expires. They don't really tell you that, but there's a timer on the food, and if you wait for the timer to go, you lose one stack of that food. But you can reset the timer if you just throw it in the storage and then take it out again, and it resets the timer. So that was an exploit I found. There was tons of small stuff like that. Like while I was playing, I played for like 4 hours. When I was playing, I didn't really find anything super fucking busted aside from the UI buttons weren't appearing. Other than that, like the shit seems super polished already. So I don't know. They did a very good job here of buckling shit down. But I think that's all I gotta say about Palworld, man. It's if you haven't tried it yet, you should try it. Maybe don't buy it, but I mean it's on Game Pass. You put $10 in the Game Pass, just try it out, because it's impressive, and it seems like there's a complete game there. There's achievements and everything, so give it a shot. Give it a shot. What else? Diablo IV Season of the Construct, Season 3. Now, if I had to pick a game of the year for me, I think it would have to be Diablo 4, just based on the amount of time that I put into it. Season 1 was whatever, but I mean even pre-season 1, if you just played that campaign, it was good enough. Then season 1 came around, was whatever. Season 2, I think, is what really convinced me that I was like fucking in love with this game, because season 2 was just so fucking good. The vampire shit, all the powers you can get, really transformed your build into like something else. I mean, really, you can become super OP with it. And it was just super fun, just slaughtering all the fucking vampires in the vampire zone. But now we've got season 3. And boy, they could have not have fucked up any more than they have with this season. It is mind-boggling how bad.
I'm back.
Oh, hi.
Yeah, I bet I sound a lot shittier now.
You do.
Yeah, that's yeah. I had to move to my phone because I can't just like sit at my computer anymore. Because my son, he poured all of his milk out onto like his little like food tray and just started splashing.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So now I'm over here in the living room watching him play. I got his favorite show running. Can you hear the show in the background, or you just hear me?
No, just you and the kid.
Okay, good. All right, so we're talking about Diablo?
Talking about Diablo now. And what do you think about this? What are you talking about season 3?
I barely put any time into it, man. I played it for like 2 hours yesterday, like that's it.
I mean,
think
2 hours,
so
you
far.
should know.
I think it's cool so far. Like I like the little robot companion. I can't wait to like really fuck around with it and see what I could do to make it complement my build. The stuff I've seen from the trailers look really cool. Like the promise dungeons and all the leaderboard stuff looks really neat. So far, I'm into it. I think the Season of Blood was like more, how can I word it? More like immediately rewarding. And the vampire powers are more interesting, but this still seems like a pretty cool gimmick.
Okay,
and once I put more time into it, I have more of an opinion though.
You're significantly more optimistic about it than I am. But I put several hours into it, and dude, it's disastrous.
Yeah, what's wrong with it?
how bad it is, man. So the new gimmick of the season are these fucking traps. So what you do is they have these new dungeons called vaults, and at the end of the vault, you can open up a chest, the special chest that if you have enough keys, your kid is loud as fuck.
Yeah, yes. It's a very echoey like house.
Oh, yeah. If
I'm
you
surprised you don't hear his show. Like I miss Rachel playing. I'm surprised you don't hear that. You can hear him.
I have to show a little bit, but it's mostly him.
Yeah.
But they have the new dungeon called vaults, and you can buy these keys that once you get to the end of the vault, you can open up a chest to get more loot, better loot, whatever.
Yeah.
But you have to buy multiple keys because the new gimmick are these fucking traps. And the traps, once you hit one of these traps, all you have to do is fucking like hit it by a cock hair. Even if you do any damage to these fucking traps, you lose one of your keys that you can open up this chest with at the end of the vault. So
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
the whole point is these fucking traps, man, and the traps are bullshit, fucking bullshit. Because not only do you have to avoid the traps, but they put all these fucking bullshit ass enemies along with these goddamn traps. So it's not just avoiding the traps; it's like dealing with the enemies, and then also avoiding the traps, and then not losing all your keys so you can open up these fucking chests. And it's just fucking bullshit, man. It's like bullshit and infuriating and just not fun. And like you have to do them. I mean, you don't have to do them because you can just do like the open world shit. But I guess you can like level up your construct faster if you do these vaults. But it's just so not fun. It's just, I mean, it's definitely nowhere near as fun as slaughtering the vampires was in season 2. And then yeah, and when you look at the stuff, because you can look at all the abilities that you can add on to the machine that follows you, and none of the abilities sound crazy. Like it's not, I'm not interested in buffing the robot thing. I want to buff myself, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to give the robot all these abilities. I want to have the abilities. So it's just nowhere near as interesting as like the vampire shit at all. And then like you're going through these vaults, and then whenever you hit one of these traps, there's a fucking guy, almost like Shao Kahn in Mortal Kombat when someone does like a crazy combo and he laughs. That's what happens when you hit one of these traps. Like a guy like Shao Kahn fucking laughs at you. He's like, you hit one of my fucking traps, dumbass, and then you lose your keys and fucking. It's like it's bullshit. It's bullshit, dude. Like when you open a chest, you go like open a chest, and you can tell like, oh, the chest is gonna be fucking traps. And you open a chest, and all these fucking traps spring up, and it's like, holy shit, I gotta avoid all these fucking traps. It's bullshit, man. It's bullshit, infuriating, and not fun. And especially if you had to have noticed, like as soon as you do one of these, you notice it right at the gate. Because if you're playing with it, it's why they added WASD movement in this. I have to imagine. If you're playing on a fucking mouse, you're fucked. There's no way you don't have the level of precision that you would need on a mouse to avoid these fucking traps. And that's why, because I'm playing on a controller, and you have direct fucking input with a controller. And a WASD, same thing. You wouldn't have direct movement control. So if you're playing on a mouse, you would notice instantly. It would be 10 times more frustrating because it wouldn't be impossible to avoid this shit. There's missiles flying, shit, spikes coming out the ground, fucking flamethrowers going. It's like fucking Indiana Jones, man. It's like crazy shit. So, yeah, I hate this season, and I'm probably not gonna play it anymore. I got to like level like 40 or something. And before I decided I had enough. So
yeah, I'm like level 19, so I'm behind.
yeah,
I'm gonna give it a try. I'm gonna give it an honest try, run a couple of those dungeons, see how it goes. But if I don't like it, I'll just end up dropping it.
Yeah, it sucks because I made a rogue. The two times I decided to not make a sorcerer were the two times where the seasons were just unfun, which was season 1 and season 3. It seems like maybe the odd number seasons are just not gonna be as fun as the evens. I don't know, but
I'm running a barbarian right now because I haven't tried barbarian yet. Because I've only played like necromancer and druid, so I tried barbarian for this season, and it's okay so far. So
yeah,
we'll see how it goes.
yeah. I have to imagine that they're gonna come out and because so I played this the second it came out. I loaded this shit up and started playing it, and then I was live streaming it. So I was live streaming my frustrations with it. So not knowing how anyone else felt about it, I was like, okay, maybe I'm just a fucking dumbass. I'm bad at the game. I'm bad at the traps. I've never played a rogue before, so maybe I'm just not a good rogue. I'm having just a hard time. But after I ended the stream, I went on Reddit, and then yeah, no, it's just people who are like, "This is the most bullshit fucking shit you could have ever come up with. Everyone who thought of this should be fired. I can't believe they thought of this again after we complained the first time in season 1, and they did it again, and they doubled down on it. It's like, oh, you hate this? Oh, you thought that was bad? Well, we got more for you." It's like, yeah, all of Reddit is just on fire about how bad this shit is, and I've never felt more confirmed in my beliefs about something. Having blindly played this and vented my frustrations live in 4K at gameoverse.com/YouTube.
Yeah, I'm looking through Reddit and like, yeah, there's a lot of complaints about it. That's a bummer.
Yeah,
I thought it looked cool.
I thought it looked cool too until you get to these fucking traps and you're like, this is bullshit. And they release a whole mechanic that if you have to run through these trap-filled dungeons. If you get hit by anything, you're gonna fucking lose your keys to open the chest at the end. It's bullshit. I can't imagine what it's like on like a Nightmare dungeon, because on Nightmare it adds more bullshit. Like Nightmare adds bullshit to the dungeons. Like it'll be like, hey, there's lightning following you, and if you don't run into the like, it adds more. I can't imagine what's just like with more bullshit on top. Elite enemies like running the fuck around and adding more bullshit. It's just bullshit on top of bullshit. In a game that's already riddled with like a lot of bullshit. And you get punished for getting trapped by any of that bullshit. It's a lot, man. It's fucking a lot. So
Sounds annoying. You're like turning me off of this now. I'll still give it a try, see how I feel, but I feel like I'm probably gonna feel the same way once I get a couple hours into it.
because the actual story in this is like, it's like 2 hours of content, and then like the rest of it is just you running these fucking dungeons over and over. Like once there's a boss fight at the end of the season whatever campaign. There's like a boss fight at the end, and you get to that boss, and you're like, "Oh, holy shit! That's it." It's like 2 hours of content, and like that's it. And then the rest of it is just you fucking doing these dungeons over and over. It's like so low effort. It's so low effort, man. I couldn't believe it.
Oh, that's a bummer. That's a huge bummer. I'm super excited for this.
So yeah, so that's season 3, Diablo 4. Try it now. It's on Steam for $70. Yeah, I like the rogue, but I keep making a rogue when the seasonal shit is like not good. So because I like it. I like the rogue. It's just I'm finding it hard to enjoy it when the shit's not good. So yeah, that's
Well, you also played on a happy note. You played Hi-Fi Rush, which I think is incredible. But what do you think of it?
dude, Hi-Fi Rush is fucking incredible.
Yes, dude.
Played like almost 3 hours last night, and fuck, man, like the animation, the art style, the music, the gameplay, just everything about it is like top fucking notch.
Yes, dude.
However, I did get to a point with the game where it must be just me, because I've been noticing it since I played Diablo Eternal, and that is when there's a lot of just too when it's for me when there's too much bullshit to juggle. I get frustrated. I get overwhelmed. I think I don't know if it's just me or if it is legitimately just too much shit, but the game, it has too much shit to where you got like these fucking combos. It reminds me of like the way they built this game. It's like a PS2 fucking game. It reminds me a lot of like PS2 God of Wars, God Hand, Devil May Cry, all that shit. But so it's just imagine that, but it has this rhythm based mechanic to it, to where you don't have to stay on beat, but you want to stay on beat because that's how you get the most damage output. That's how you get the most bonuses, and the most rewards. So you want to stay on beat, and then but you want to you also want to do good. You want to get that like high score. You want to get the high rewards or whatever. So you want to mix it up a lot. You want to do all these different combos and do all this shit. And then it throws in a grappling hook. It throws in enemies with shields. It throws in, you get guns, and it throws in, you gotta this dodge mechanic, and it throws in all this shit. And then I'm like, oh no, man, I'm just getting this is a little too much for me to.
Yeah, it has. If you're like an action game fan, if you already play these kinds of games like Devil May Cry, Bayonetta, it's nothing new, but the music stuff on top of it can get really overwhelming.
Yeah.
On top of all of it, I think it's just trying to do it all on beat is what makes it harder.
But I don't think it's as good as a Bayonetta, because one of the most important things in these games that a lot of these games fuck up, even the good one like Devil May, even like Devil May Cry, even to a certain extent, or even like God of War, they fuck up in that the situational awareness sometimes isn't there, or a lot of times isn't there. And what I mean by that is it's something that Bayonetta fixed by, the screen will flat. You'll see that red coming, and you're like, oh shit, it's time for me to dodge, or it's like Metal Gear Rising almost. It's like you see the edges of the screen glow red, so you know that something's coming, and I have to parry now. Or like Bayonetta, something's coming, so I should hit the dodge. I might not see it coming exactly, but at least it flashes on the screen. Something is telegraphed that something's coming, I should dodge. This game doesn't do that. And I feel like there's so much shit to look at and pay attention to that I just do not have the awareness of my surroundings enough to properly dodge all the attacks that are coming. And sometimes it's obviously telegraphed. Like the range attacks are obviously telegraphed. Like they'll draw a line on the ground and say, "Oh, this fucking attack's coming," and the attacks always land on the beat, so you at least know the timing of when it's coming. But I swear, sometimes I fucking hit the dodge button and the dodge doesn't come out, because it's that timing thing where the dodge cancels your attacks. It definitely does that, but sometimes it fucking doesn't. Sometimes it just doesn't. And it's frustrating because I'm like, I definitely hit the button, and it doesn't dodge. Or sometimes you definitely hit the magnet button, and it just doesn't fucking come out. And or sometimes I fucking see this attack is coming, and I'm trying to dodge it, and it just doesn't go. And I don't know if that's something you experience, because I have some bad controllers.
I haven't played the game in a while, and I can honestly say I don't remember it feeling that bad. I remember it doing pretty responsive, doing what I want when I want to do it.
Okay, maybe it's just me. I have some bad controllers here that just don't just drop input sometimes, but I could swear, because I'm fucking hitting those buttons and it just doesn't go. Or just sometimes I just don't see shit coming. It's like some of the melee guys just don't really they telegraph their attacks, but something you just paying attention to. There's so much shit to pay attention to that you just don't see it. You just don't see it. You know, like there are like visual cues, but sometimes you just don't. It's just so much shit to just pay attention to that it's just overwhelming at times. That's my only knock against this game, and it could be me. I'll take that, but I feel like it's the game. I feel like it is the game. But yeah, that's my only knock against it, man. Is like it's just too much shit to juggle, and I know there's gonna be more shit too. That's the thing.
There's gonna be more. There's gonna be more.
Like there's
Every
gonna be
level
more shit.
introduces like some new gimmick.
Yeah.
But I think it drip feeds it enough to a point where like it's manageable. But I can see if you don't have a lot of experience with these types of games, it can get really overwhelming.
Yeah, and I feel like I do. I mean, I've played every Bayonetta. I've played every God of War. I played.
But you also get like frustrated, like you said, if there's too much stuff to manage. Like, I love like Doom Eternal, but you didn't because of all the stuff you have to manage.
Yeah, I just felt like it overcomplicated something that just was very simple and didn't need any overcomplication. I just felt like Doom 2016, that was the year, right? I feel like that Doom was like perfect, man. It was like fucking perfect in every way. I went back to play that recently, and I'm still like, yeah, this is fucking great.
See, whereas me, I go back to Doom 2016, I'm like, this is too simple.
That's interesting, man. Because when you get to the lobby area in this game and you can buy all the fucking upgrades, I was like, this is those fucking PS2 games in a nutshell for me. When it's like they give you all these fucking combos that you can do, and I'm never gonna use them. There's no way that I'm gonna with all the shit that I already have to think about. There's no way that I'm gonna buy this combo and think about this consciously. Like if I ever buy this combo and do it, see that's where we are, like that's where how different we are, because you like going for like the highest scores and shit like that.
I like going for the high scores. I like looking cool. I like having all these tools at my disposal and like getting in between them. Whereas I think you like to optimize your playthrough. You're like, I want like one or two skills and just have that carry me. That's why I liked Doom Eternal more, because Doom 2016, you can get by with like maybe the minigun and the rocket launcher. Like that's it. Like you don't have to like invest any points in any of the guns. You can just have two guns there and like you're fine. Whereas Doom Eternal, it kind of forces you to use all the tools in your arsenal, know when to use them, how to use them efficiently. And I liked that the game asked me of that, but you didn't.
Original Doom still had that, but it would just give you limited ammo for your weapons, so you had to constantly switch for ammo. And then, but it would still like force you to do like, okay, I got a glory kill to get health back. I gotta do this to get ammo back, and I gotta do this to get shields back. It was just three things. It was just three things. Rock, paper, scissors is all you need. Okay, I don't need fucking.
Yeah, where Doom Eternal is like, you need a grenade launcher for this guy, rocket launcher for this guy. Shotgun's best for this guy. Like enemies are like hardwired to like have a specific weapon work against them, and I liked that.
Yeah,
the constant like having to micromanage, switch between weapons where you didn't. I think that's where our differences are.
Yeah, because I don't necessarily try to optimize shit. I just don't. It's not something. I just never think about it. It's like in the old God of War games, it was a meme back then where you would have the square triangle combo to like shield break. And that would be the only thing you memorized. That whenever you see someone with a shield, you'd memorize the fuck out of square triangle. And it was a point where like every single one of those games had a square triangle equivalent where it was like a shield breaker. And that was all you had to memorize. Everything else, you just fucking mash and you would have fun. It was just fun. Or you would remember like, hold R2 and hit square, and you have like these crazy fucking chain combos. And like that was it. Everything else you just mash and dodge and just have fun. And like you weren't unlocking combos to like memorize and like whip out and whatever. Because I don't know, like I was never that guy to just be like, ooh, I'm gonna whip out that. Like all those games had them though. Like Bayonetta had them, Devil May Cry had them, God Hand had them. And I just would never. I would just never use those shits. I would just be like, or I'd buy
I
them,
would.
and if I ever did them, it would just be accidental. Um,
I did.
because
I was the guy that was using them.
because it was always enough. It was always enough to just use the shit that it was use the basic shit or just mash or whatever. It was always enough. But yeah, great game. It's a fantastic game though. I'm not even saying that Doom Eternal is not good. I'm just saying, it just I feel like
it's not what you're asking for, what you're expecting. Like you acknowledge it's a good game, even though it's like it has design choices that you don't agree with. You can still like concede that it's still a good game.
Yeah. Because
I'm on the opposite spectrum. I loved it. I loved the all the stuff to do. It can get overwhelming at first. Once you get the hang of it, dude, it feels really good. And remember, I played this and Hellblade. Not Hellblade. What was it? Oh, what was it? What was that fucking game? It's like the FPS like rhythm game.
Oh, Hellsinger.
Yeah, Metal Blade Hellsinger. I played both those games the same year, and I had fun with both of them. And my thing with Hellsinger is that it's very strict. I'm gonna leave it off with this. This is like my philosophy with these two games. If we're gonna use like music, Hellsinger is like playing an instrument. Like it demands a very specific like type of how can I word it? Consistency on your end, right? Like it's a lot of like practice to like perfect it. It demands a perfection from you, like being a concert musician. Whereas this is like dancing at a club with the girl you're into. Like you just gotta stay on beat. It doesn't matter what moves you put out there. Like as long as you guys are having fun, that's all that matters. And that's how I feel with this game.
Yeah.
Like it's a lot like a dance. Like it's very like it's not as specific, but you're there like have a good time. And there are some things that demand like some perfection from you, like some of the timing and stuff. Again, I'm a high score guy. I like going for high scores. But this feels a lot more loose and dance-like than Hellsinger. And that's something I like about this game a lot. Plus, I like action games, so already that's going to like be an appeal to me. And adding the musical element on top of it, I think it's super cool. It's just one more thing to like really keep track of and like really help perfect your inputs. I think that's so cool. And when we get farther, like some skills like work better or they're different if you like time it perfectly. Like there's a lot here underneath the hood that I like. And that you'll probably like get overwhelmed with, but I like it.
Yeah.
But no, good game. You think you're gonna keep playing it, or are you like done with it now?
Oh no, I'm gonna keep playing it because it's a fantastic game. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
No, I'm enjoying it thoroughly.
That's good.
And it's like it's not. I'm not getting like pissed off at it or anything, but it is like because it doesn't force you to do any of that shit. It's just more. It is just if you do want to like perfect the shit and get like high scores and shit, which I don't care about. So, but it does let you, it lets you be bad at it.
Yeah.
So I'll just be bad at it.
I might have to restart it because I haven't finished it yet, and it's been so long since I played it. Like I think I started playing it like either right before or right after my son was born. So a long time ago, and I haven't played it in a while. And I remember like there are like some mechanics that are like I need to like remember.
Yeah, it's like the gun girl. Like the gun girl, you can use her in combos, and I'm like, I'm never gonna do that. I'm only gonna whip her out.
Oh, I did. Did a lot.
I'm only gonna whip her out when the fucking shield guy comes out, because that's when you have to use her.
Oh, no, I mean, I used her like in combos. I used her to keep combos going. Yeah, I like when as soon as I unlocked her, I was like, what fucking creative shit can I do with her?
Yeah.
Other than just like whipping her out when a shield guy shows up. Turns out a lot.
Yeah.
And you can unlock like other combos that specifically like include her too. It's
Yeah,
like
I saw
super
that.
cool.
I saw that, and I was
Yeah.
like, I'm not gonna even buy this because I'm never gonna
Yeah,
use
I
it.
did. I saw that. I got excited. I was like, this is so fucking cool. But I'm into that shit though. Like, I'm into that shit though.
Yeah,
I got to restart the game because I don't remember a lot of it. I remember the mechanics are like kind of specific, so I might have to restart it to like really get the hang of it.
yeah,
But it is a good game. I'm glad you're into it. Um, Everyone who doesn't know, like the Xbox Developer Direct aired like right after our show last week,
yeah.
and some stuff got announced. Like Avowed looks pretty cool. Senua's Saga Hellblade 2 looks really cool.
I was kind of
Visions of Man, that
disappointed.
looks really good. You're disappointed?
I was disappointed by all of this
Yeah, I
because
was hoping to see more gameplay, but we just got a lot of like trailers, which is it's cool to see it coming. I'll argue Avowed got the most gameplay shown off, and even then it was like
yeah, which is crazy because Hellblade's coming out in like a couple months, and they're
yeah,
still showing like they're still showing.
like
I mean,
story stuff.
if you play that game, you know what to expect, I guess. But there's a lot of people that didn't play that first one because it was only on Xbox for a while. I think it did end up on PlayStation, but
Yeah, I ended up on PlayStation and Steam later, but it was also like a double A game, right? It wasn't like a huge like release.
yeah, it was a super short budget game. I think it was like $20 when it came out. So, and even the second one, even this one, they're saying it's going to be short. I think it's only like 40 or $50. So it's still not even full price. So, but I expected them to show some shit for this, but they're still showing like,
Yeah.
here, look at the guy that did the music. Here's look at our motion capture, or look at all these concept arts where I'm like, this fucking game is coming out, man. Yeah, I don't know. It was a bummer, but I'm hoping that game is gonna be good. Like all the shit is coming out this year, but
Yeah, like Avowed's coming out this fall. Hellblade 2 is coming out like in May. Then everything else is coming out like this year. Like Visions of Mana looks really cool. I'm into that. Visions of Mana looks like PS2 as fuck, and I'm okay with that.
yeah.
Like it looks PS2 as fuck in the best way possible. So I'm probably gonna check that out. All right, History Untold. It's a strategy game, so not my cup of tea.
Yes.
Indiana Jones: The Great Circle is launching this year too. And this
And
I'm kind of like hit and miss with. Like it looks cool, but I don't know if I'm super into it. I'll have to wait and see when it comes out, but
it
it
looks
looks
great.
interesting.
I've
Yeah.
never been an Indiana Jones guy, so that really is not, that part isn't hitting for me. But
Yeah.
since like Machine Games is doing it, they make fucking good games.
They make good games. All the
It's
Wolfenstein games have been good. Like
it's first person, which is a great
their bread and
great
butter. Yeah.
change of. It's also a good change of pace for this type of game, because if Sony fucking made this, it would be a third person fucking Uncharted game. I mean, they've already made 5 of these,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, I agree. That was the best thing they could have done, because if they had done like a traditional like third person adventure game, it would have been really derivative of like Uncharted, on Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
And can you hear my son just like going crazy?
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks cool. Like I'm into it. So we'll see when it comes out, like what the reviews have to say. And then in some quick news, Death Stranding Director's Cut is coming out for iOS and Mac January 30th. I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
When did this get announced?
Like a few days ago.
Insane.
It's $20 right now. I think the normal price is going to be $50. So it's going to be an expensive ass fucking iPhone game if you
Yeah.
buy it
Well, they're
later.
promising it's gonna be like a AAA ass like game on your phone or tablet. So
Yeah, which would be great.
would
If
be
you
great,
have
yeah.
if you have the stuff you need to play it, because I doubt.
Yeah.
I don't know what they did for Resident Evil, but Like if it works on a touch screen, that would be impressive.
Yeah, I don't know
But I
how they
would,
made it work. I think they had you use like either a touchscreen control or like a Bluetooth controller to make it
yeah.
work.
Well, because there's
Or
a
one
lot
of
of
those
mechanics to
backbones.
this game. Like there's a lot of mechanics to this game. Like if they make it so that you're like if you can keep your balance by like tilting the phone or something, that'd be crazy. Uh, like I would. They're probably not going to do that, but I would hope they, I would hope they did something like that because it would just be fucking stupid and crazy.
We'll see when it comes out. It's coming on the 30th, so we'll see what the general public thinks of it. Um, Also, Solid Snake is coming out for Fortnite, so
Yeah.
that's cool.
Um. Yeah, it's really cool because they're not just adding like the skin; they're adding like Metal Gear inspired challenges
Oh, that's cool.
to unlock the skins. Like hide in a cardboard box for 10 seconds unlocks the loading screen, which is that one, which is cool.
Oh, have you been playing it?
No.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, it looks
not even a
cool.
Metal Gear crossover will get me. I got it installed. Maybe I will load up for a little bit.
Yeah, Fortnite's like totally changed now, so maybe it might like be worth checking out. At least not even the battle royale stuff, just like all the other stuff outside of it, like might be cool.
Yeah. They showed Raiden in the trailer for this thing, but
Yeah,
he's not mentioned anywhere on this announcement
yeah,
page.
which is weird.
So I have no idea. But it's just Snake. It's like Naked Snake and Old Snake. So, which
No
is
big
a
boss.
no big boss. No, no. I mean Solid Snake. It's Solid Snake and Old Snake.
Oh,
Yeah,
I was
no.
like Big Boss Snake or like Venom Snake.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean,
old Snake is a weird choice.
I can
For
understand why he's there, but like, if I had to choose two snakes, it would be like Solid Snake or Big Boss.
yeah. Um yeah, it's got a ton of unlockables for doing specific challenges, so
Yeah,
yeah, maybe this would be the thing to get me. Like as long as I don't have to buy anything, then if I can just unlock these by just playing the game,
yeah, I have no
that's, you
idea.
know, I've not been following any of this Fortnite shit, so if that's
Me
how they've
neither.
been doing it, then maybe I should have been playing all along. Because
Maybe.
I thought it was like, yeah, snakes in there, and you can buy them now with V-Bucks. But if it's literally just, hey, just play it, do these challenges, and unlock all the shit, then I'm like, well, fuck, yeah, I'll do that. Shit.
Yeah, that'd be cool. And in some new trailers, Last Epoch got its final trailer. Looks
Yeah.
cool. Last Epoch looks really cool.
So I'm probably gonna go back to this
Yeah.
in light of Diablo 3 season 3 or Diablo season 3 being fucked up. I was like, well, time to go back to Path of Exile or Last Epoch because these are really good and made by people who know what the fuck they're doing.
Last Epoch looks good. Like this is on my list. I want to pick this up for
It's
sure.
so fucking good. It is the perfect in between of Diablo and Path of Exile, where Path of Exile was a little too much fucking micro management and like build specific shit. And like Diablo's like not quite enough of that. Uh I feel like Last Epoch is like in the middle. It's more like Diablo 3 where you do have like you have less abilities but more ways to fucking transform them into something completely different. So if you did want to turn your
Okay.
fire ability into an ice ability, you can just do that with a modifier.
Okay, that's cool. Okay, it's on my list for sure. Is it on Steam? Like, how much is it?
Yeah, it's like $30.
You see, Last Epoch. It's like
So
not loading.
Yeah, so yeah, you can play the fucking game now, and it's like mostly it's like done already. So, but
Yeah, $35. It's not bad.
yeah, and it's like
Okay,
it's
I'm gonna
worth
pick
it.
it up.
It has a fucking loot filter just built into the game, which is insane. Because
That's
a lot of
cool.
these games just have, you know, you have to go like off site to do that. But
Oh,
it
that's
has
cool.
it built into the game, and also it has a fucking overlay map. I mean, it has shit that Diablo 4 should have had to begin with, and still doesn't have.
Yeah,
So I'm like, it's like it's made by people who know what the fuck they're doing. Like
yeah.
that's all you need to say about that.
I'll check it out then. It's on my list.
Yeah,
Um, AI Limit is another one. It looks like Code Vein, like a lot
yeah.
like Code Vein.
It looks like Code Vein, but it looks like it plays like a Souls. Uh,
Code Vein
what's
was a Souls-like though, wasn't it?
well, I
The
mean, more
vampire game.
Souls than yeah, it
I
kind
got
of
you.
was, but it was more action. It was more like action shit. Like
Gotcha.
it was like the God Eater to Capcom's like Monster Hunter, where you could say, "Oh, it's
Gotcha.
like a Monster Hunter, but it's more like actiony."
Gotcha. Yeah, this looks more like it's on the Souls-like stuff of it.
Yeah,
So this might be cool. I mean, it's not my cup of tea, but I'm sure there's some people out there who be into it.
yeah. It kind of has undertones of stuff that Nier Automata was doing in terms of robots and androids and what it means to be a human type shit. Kind of.
Yeah.
Um, really, I don't know, but it's kind of looks like what they're going for in this. No idea, no idea. But it looks cool.
Yeah, it looks cool. So I'll look into it. Like, I'll see what the reviews say when it comes out. But Helldivers 2, though. Ooh, boy.
Yeah,
This looks so good, dude.
yeah. This is gonna be that game for me, man,
Yeah.
because everything they're saying about it sounds exactly like Helldivers One. It's
Yeah,
like
but within third person.
yeah, with third person. And then on top of that, I think like the developers said that they can like live interact with the game to where they can just add, they can just throw on like, okay, new mission. All the enemies are gonna drop fucking explosives when they die, and they can just like live fuck with the game,
That's so
which is
cool.
crazy.
That's cool. Okay, I'm into it, man. I'm gonna pick it up for sure.
But it's cool because it has like this overarching, almost like Nobi Nobi Boy for PS3. I mean, the original Helldivers did this too, where like everyone who's playing the game contributes to this overarching server-wide thing.
Like a war effort, yeah.
Yeah, it's like a global war that the entire everyone contributes to. But then also like there's a smaller scale like missions that each like player based that you can do as well. And like that's the kind of shit that I like, man. It's like Planet Side almost, where it had like this global war thing going on, but also like these smaller scale battles that can affect the global war. So really cool.
Yeah, this
Um,
looks really cool. I'm into it, man. It's I don't know if I'm gonna pick it up day one, but I want to pick it up, especially since it's like cross-platform. So like, it doesn't matter what system you're playing on. Like, you can play with your buddies.
yeah,
Like, it's on my list. Um, this looks good. And some game releases. We have a couple games coming out. Like, there today, the 25th, we got Apollo Justice Ace Attorney Trilogy coming out for PC, Switch, PS4, and Xbox One. Toho Luna Lights coming out for PS4 and PS5. Under Night in Birth 2 coming out for PC, Switch, PS4, and PS5. So if you're into that, check those out. A lot of anime releases, or a lot of anime-esque games
Japan.
coming out today.
Yes, the Japan week here.
Yeah. And then tomorrow, we got Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth coming out on everything. That looks good.
Is this gonna be on Game Pass?
I don't know if it's going to be on Game Pass day one, but
Uh,
it'll probably come to Game Pass eventually. All the other Like a Dragon games are on Game Pass. Ishin
Yeah.
came out on Game Pass, so
yeah.
I don't see why this
I
won't.
need to go back and just play all of these. I own them all anyway,
Same.
regardless of Game Pass. But I just never get around to them.
I do not own them all, but I have them on Game Pass, and I just same thing. I haven't gotten around to them. Oh, my kid. What happened, Booger? Oh, he's okay. Oh, hold on. I gotta deal with this.
Tekken 8's coming out. I'm fucking bad at Tekken, dude. Like, when I hear Tekken, whenever Tekken comes up, I have flashbacks to fucking my college days, and goddamn, my dude Jermaine, fucking Jermaine, dude. This dude would bring over his PS3, and he would have us all play Tekken. I guess it was Tekken 5 or Tekken 6 at the time. Imtaro says, I want to get a stick and try and get good. That's the problem. Because Tekken doesn't seem like the type of game you need a stick for. Because my dude Jermaine, he would just play with a fucking controller, and he would turn the controller upside down. And when he turned the controller upside down, you knew he was getting your ass whooped. Because fucking he would turn the controller upside down, he would fuck you up. He would fuck you up with the controller upside down. And he would hold it, he would do this claw thing with his hand, and he would fuck you up. And I'm like, I can't play with you, man. I can't play with you. When you turn the controller upside down, it's fucking traumatizing.
I can't play Tekken with the stick. I can't imagine it, honestly.
Really?
Well, I probably could, honestly. Like, I don't know. I'm not huge into Tekken.
Yeah, it's just one of those games
feels
where,
fine.
like, we were talking about Grand Blue like a week or two ago, and Tekken is one of those games like you cannot button mash, and so I just never get along with it.
Oh yeah.
I guess maybe there's like certain characters you could like with like an Eddie or like
Oh yeah,
some of
Tekken
those.
requires like a lot more precision from you than like a lot of people are aware of.
Yeah. And yeah, that motherfucker, my dude Jermaine would turn that fucking controller upside down. I would get my ass whooped. It was traumatizing, man. So I can never get with Tekken after that. So, but there's a demo up on Steam. It's been up there for a bit. I might try the demo because I want to like Tekken. The story is almost always fucking so over the top that I just have to like check it out. But yeah. I need to know.
Yeah.
I need to check it out. At least a demo.
I might check out the demo. I haven't played Tekken 8 yet. I haven't played Tekken in a while. I played a bit of Tekken 7, but I might try the demo for 8 since I have time. We'll see how much time I have today. And then the 30th, Tuesday the 30th, we have The Lost Legends of Redwall, the Scout Anthology. For those of you Redwall fans out there, PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Series X.
Redwall a thing?
I remember it like being a cartoon when I was a kid. I would see it on PBS when I was growing up. But that's like as far as it went with me. I was like, oh, I remember Redwall. Like, I never watched it, but I remember like seeing it. And then Rugby 2024 coming out on PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Series X. You can get that also January 30th.
Yes, finally.
Yes, finally. Rugby 24. For all 24 of you rugby fans.
Rugby is actually fun to play.
Is it?
Yeah, because it's like football, but you're supposed to fuck everyone up. You're supposed to like punch everyone and fucking kick them in the shins and shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'll check it out. I'll look into it. I'm not a big sports guy, but if rugby is like fun to play, I might look into it. I gotta do something
I don't like watching sports. I like playing sports. It's insane to me that people watch so many sports and don't play.
This is gonna sound weird, but like, I legitimately like watching baseball.
That is weird.
Yeah, baseball is like on paper like the most boring fucking sport in the world. Actually, I'll argue football is boring as shit. I fucking hate watching football.
That's crazy.
Yeah, like here's why I don't like watching football, right? It's like watching a game of chess but every move, someone knocks all the pieces over. You got to watch them put the pieces back up together again.
Yeah, so you would like rugby, because rugby, when the pieces get knocked over, there's no resetting. Everything just keeps going. So that's one of the things. Like when the ball hits the ground, it's still in play. Like it just keeps fucking going. So
Yeah, that's
rugby's
why I don't like football. Like I tried watching it. I went to a football game a couple years back, and I was like, "This is boring as shit." Like I watch a baseball game, and I'm like, "I'm having fun now. Like I'm having fun watching this." It's weird. I'm wired differently, I guess. But I legit do. I like watching baseball. Like I've gone to a couple Diamondbacks games here in town, and I've had fun like going to them. I don't know what it is, but I've gone to like Cardinal games here, or like some like U of A games here, like some college games, some football games here, and I'm like, this is boring as shit. Like I hate this.
shit. Yeah, I would have said it was the atmosphere, but the atmosphere is kind of the same at most sporting events.
Yeah. Yeah, but I like baseball. I fucks with baseball. But yeah, that's my sports experience there.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's gonna do it for the show, everybody. Thank you so much for coming in and listening. I had
Yeah.
a special guest today, but there's some bullshit with daycare, so you guys had to get to hear my son being a little child. Say hi, Booger. Say hi. He's a cute kid.
Yeah, that's gonna do it here.
Yeah, everybody.
You can
Tell people they
go
can find us.
to Gameoverse.com, Gameoverse.com/Twitch, Gameoverse.com/YouTube, Gameoverse.com/Discord, Gameoverse.com/TikTok. That's not a link yet, but I have some ideas. I got some ideas to finally use TikTok in a way that would be interesting. So
Yeah, I'm into it.
So I'm gonna be trying that out. But other than that, yeah, hit us up, man. Jump in the Discord, hang out with us, play video games with us.
Yeah, everybody.
Play Palworld with us.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
See what that's like.
Yeah. In the meantime, everybody, be cool, be safe, be excellent to each other, and we'll see you all next week.